think you made a wrong turn. The bathroom is a left, then a right down the hall. But, since you're here, howdy there. My name is Aiden Less. As you can see, I'm a fox. As also probably evident, I like to read. Well, while you're here, you might as well pull up a chair. Today I was going to discuss a book that I personally enjoyed. What's that? You don't want to? Well, two things. One, I wasn't really asking, and two, the door closed and locked behind you. Yeah, welcome to my personal hell. Anyway, might as well get comfy. Today, we're going to be talking about Traitors, Thieves, and Liars by Rick Griffin. A little bit of background before we get started. Rick Griffin is a prolific furry artist and author. The hell do you mean that that's not Rick Griffin? You punch in Rick Griffin, what do you... Oh, there's two. Oh, shit. Okay. So this is typically what Rick Griffin looks like, yes. Yes, he's totally a kangaroo, just like I'm totally a fox. Yes, that's... Rick Griffin is best known for his House Pets webcomic that's been going on strong since 2008. He has several other series under his belt, including the topic of today's video, Haven Celestia. The lore of this setting is somewhere in the distant future in a galaxy much like ours, there are two rival spacefaring empires, the Kraken, capitalism bad, and the Leo, communism bad. However, Haven Celestia isn't really about their war. It's about everyone else that's kind of affected by it, or not. It's a big fucking galaxy. Instead, Rick tries to focus on smaller conflicts, stories of trying to strive for personal freedoms and peace, and has encouraged other writers in the setting to do the same. And that is where the final days of the White Flower 2 trilogy come into play. Originally a short story called 10,000 Miles Up, the synopsis of the book is simple. The captain of the White Flower 2, I'm sorry Rick, I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of all these names. The captain, Atari, I'm sure that's right, is nearing 60. To combat overpopulation, anyone who hits the big 6-0 is unceremoniously thrown into the garbage disposal. Desperate to give his people a taste of freedom, Atari takes a deal from some shifty pirate types who assure him that yes, they can help, so long as he's willing to risk his life, the life of everyone he loves, the life of every one of his crew, possibly the life of the assholes in the gate ship next door, all to steal a terraformer. And they're not really forthcoming with why they wanted that. And from there, mischief ensues. There's much more to the plot, but for the sake of spoilers, and because I think this book is good enough for you to waste your time on, I think it's best that you go ahead and read it, and then come back and see if you disagree with my point of view. I personally enjoyed it, and it's not just me fangirling over Rick. There are several of his settings and stories that I personally don't enjoy or don't really want to get into because, well, it's probably not for me. You can pick it up on Rick's website or through Amazon. If you do read it and finish it, feel free to leave a review. He likes those, so I'm told. First, let's go ahead and get the writing out of the way. This is going to be the shortest because even though I have dabbled in the mystical arts of putting words to paper, I fucking suck at it. You ask anyone who's read my writing, they'll tell you I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I will say this, for a hard sci-fi setting like Haven Celestia, it's fucking refreshing. There aren't pages upon pages, chapter after chapter of Rick trying to desperately explain with pseudoscience how everything fucking works. Call me a Luddite, or a moron, more likely, but my eyes glaze over whenever I read a book that just delves into the intricacies of how the warp drive works and the fungal warp Lommer points or fuck ever, I don't care. Thankfully, Rick focuses more on the characters and their personal struggles and the wacky-tackiness of the world. The writing style is very clear and concise. Thankfully, he's not the type to suck his own diction, if you know what I mean. And I liked pretty much all the characters. They feel like real people who suffer and have actual flaws that push them to do things that, in hindsight, are fucking retarded of them to do. But at the same time, they make these decisions rationally, given the situation that they're in. Atari taking Sinan's deal, at first, you think, what the fuck are you doing, you old man? What, you think everyone else needs to go down in hell with you? But take a step back and you realize, the fuck other choice does he have? What other opportunity is he ever going to get to give his people some freedom, even if it cost him his life. Well, he was a day away from retirement anyway. Then there's Gert, our primary protagonist. Nice guy, big, lovable, dumb, hopelessly dumb. He's Atari's successor when he eventually kicks the bucket, and the story is mainly about Gert learning his limitations and asking the all-important question, do I deserve to lead? And it's actually kind of refreshing and, dare I say, very much earned that Gert doesn't want to lead. And Gert cannot say no to a sexual advance to save his fucking life. Like, seriously, this motherfucker cannot say no. It's not that hard to say no. You do not have to give yourself to everyone you meet. Seriously. Ask William Shatner. Look what the space syphilis is doing to my man. This is just one part in a trilogy, and I will almost certainly be making videos on the rest of the trilogy when I read them. There's an added treat, though. One that I personally enjoyed more than the main story, if that says anything about me. Whatever happened to Commissioner Sarsak? Now, this requires a bit more context. Rick isn't the only author for the Haven Celestia setting. He's the creator, but he's since opened it to the public. Anyone who wants to write in the setting, they can. And another author that has taken the reins is Greg Luderman. Yes, there's a Silent 7 in his name. No, I don't know why there's a Silent 7 in his name. Greg wrote a trilogy of his own, the Conti Cycle. It was originally intended as fan fiction for 10,000 Miles Up, but Rick liked it enough that he made it part of the canon. Commissioner Sarsak is a major character from that series and the former commissioner before... fuck sci-fi names. Poco Koro. And while he is featured in the prologue of TTNL, quit laughing at TT, what are you, 5? He is suspiciously absent for the rest of the book. The short story, Whatever Happened to Commissioner Sarsak, is meant to explain away his absence, and I have never felt more in love with a character than I have with Sarsak. He's a loud, arrogant piece of shit, and I'm pretty sure when I finally get around to reading the Conti Cycle, I'm going to realize he's even more of a dick. Anyway, for the price of one book, you get a book and a lovely, lovely short story. I thoroughly recommend Traitors, Thieves, and Liars, and, well, the entirety of Haven Celestia for anyone who wants a series a bit more grounded. Not just in its setting, but in its subject matter. Yeah, there's a big war going on, but it's a big galaxy. There are billions of smaller, more impactful stories than the two big scary empires throwing rocks at each other. Well, thank you so much for watching. And I'll try to put out more content. I'm not really sure when. I don't really have the best planning skills. I would ask you to politely leave, but, yeah, that corner's yours. Don't touch my chalky milk.